The Merchant of Venice using mood, myth, archetype, and illusions. We'll actually color coordinate our examples of each, with mood being green, myth being yellow, and myth refers to like Greek mythology, things of that nature, and then archetype being blue, and then finally illusion being orange. Okay, now let's just give this passage a quick run through, see if you can pick up any of our examples that we see too. Enter Lorenzo and Jessica. Lorenzo. The moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise in such a night. Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls. Inside his soul towards the Grecian tents, where Cressid lay at night. Jessica in such a night did Thisbe fear erupt the dew, and saw the lion's shadow ear himself, and ran dismayed away. First, we'll go through and look at different examples of mood. First, we see in The Moon Shines Bright. This actually gives us a mood of hope and comfort, and it's gently kissed line gives us this like endured feeling of safety and romance. Safety. If I spelled that wrong, I'm sorry. Comfort. Those are all different moods portrayed by that. Going through to the next example we see is right here. This line right here. The Trojan walls. One moment for me to get my highlighter. Trojan walls. It's a direct reference to a war of Greek mythology. And Troilus, killed by Achilles, was the forbidden lover of Cressida, and Cressida is the beginning of the archetype of faithless love. Also a nod to one of Shakespeare's other works, Troilus and Cressida. So there's a couple things that we see. We see not only the mythological reference, and then on top of that we also see in our blue color, because it's an archetype, we see that it's the faithless love archetype is being formed. And then finally in orange, it's an allusion to one of his previous works. Okay, and continuing down the page, let's see the next line actually continues the Troilus mythological reference, and with the Grecian tints and the Cressid lay that night. These are all key parts of the actual myth. But in reference to, already had that open. His soul is actually a mood word, and it's showing us a more tender side. And it's showing how he wants for the love towards Cressid. Now again, Cressid is a symbol for the archetype of love. Okay, now moving on to Jessica's line. Oh, 1 second. I forgot to mention that the allusion to this mythology outlines the forbidden love archetype. So we see that connection between not only this and Cressid's story, is that there's a link between the mythological reference, and he's trying to make us trigger the archetypal meaning of Cressid. And then Jessica's actual portion is heavily alludes to a couple different things. Jessica itself, the name, it means rich. And so I'm gonna annotate that. Or wealthy. So we see that Shylock's daughter being rich and wealthy is kind of a furtherance of that illusion. The next example we see is Thisbe, which is a reference to the pyramids, maybe Pyramus and Thisbe. Yes. And who are a part of the star-crossed lovers and forbidden lover archetypes. So we also see that connection. Going through, the lion shadow himself is an archetype for lions being kind of brave and scary, for lack of words, and that connects to the fearfulness that we saw there. So add to mood and
get random calls like these words.
Uh-oh.
At one point, I got a call.
And then some final notes to leave on that. Both of these stories have strong ties to the Roman poet Ovid. And yeah, that is the annotation through our lens.
Good job, man.